Hi guys, my name is Emily. Welcome to Top 5 Wednesdays. Top 5 Wednesdays were created by Lainey from gingerreadslainey and are currently hosted by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. Links to the Goodreads group are in the description box down below. I'm going to be talking about series that got worse with each book. Let's start with the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. It starts with Assassin's Apprentice. We meet Fitz. Fitz is a super cool guy. He's in a really unique position in society. We're off to a great start. Everything that happens after that is just downhill. Basically everything that could go wrong does go wrong, and anything interesting that happens to Fitz, you know, isn't gonna work out. So by book 2, I was already sort of in this like negative mind space where anything that happened to Fitz I knew was gonna fail. And then we get to the final book in the series where Fitz goes on a ridiculously long journey and meets a lot of characters, and it's just really long and drawn out and nothing works out like you would expect at this point. Nothing works out for Fitz. And finally you get to the end, and then the end is over like that, and it like 100% wasn't worth it, in my opinion. I've heard that the rest of the books in the series get better. I knew that starting here was important because it's kind of the foundation. I know I'm enjoying the Live Ship Trader books a lot more than I enjoyed these, so I have hopes for Robin Hobb. I haven't given up on her or the Hobbalong yet, but this was a series that just got worse and worse and was less fun to read as it went along. Now the next series might seem a little bit weird because of how much you hear about how much I love these books, and that is the Song of the Lioness series by Tamora Pierce. Alanna, First Adventure, is the book that got me into reading. It's phenomenal. I love it. I have read this copy to death. It is falling apart. I actually bought a new copy because I read these so many times. Love this. Perfection. Could read it over and over and over again. The second one is in the same vein. I love this more. We're seeing more of Alanna. We're seeing more of her friends. Everything is great and awesome and working out. And like it's cohesive with the narrative, like the long-term narrative. Then for reasons, Alanna goes into the desert, gets in a fight with her best friend slash the king, and it's a book where nothing happens. Nothing super important happens that couldn't have been like tacked on to the end of this book or the beginning of this book. I do like Lioness Rampant better than Woman Who Rides Like a Man, but I mean, if we could just pop these books out of order, like they decrease, right? Like, so this is my absolute favorite. This one's still really good. This one is sort of an upward tick, but still not that great compared to the first two. And then the third book in the series just sucks. So now when I reread the series, I usually just skip this book and I will read the first two and the fourth. So here's a series that did decline. And I mean, they're still phenomenal. I still love them. They're still Tamora Pierce. But I think out of all of Tamora Pierce's series, this one in particular declines as it goes along, whereas a lot of the other ones get more exciting, and I like the last books in the series better than I like the first books. So the third series I have here is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Throne of Glass started out with a lot of potential. I really liked Celaena as a character. I thought she was really interesting and complex. Like, she liked shopping and art, and also she was really accomplished as an assassin and on the battlefield, and I thought that was an interesting, nuanced portrayal of her. But then as the series goes along, Celaena just becomes this super special, totally unrealistic snowflake, which I've talked about recently in a lot of my videos actually, and Celaena's narrative becomes less and less appealing as the series progresses. But what keeps me reading is the narratives of the other characters. At the beginning, there wasn't so much going on. It was really Celaena dominated, but as we've progressed towards Empire of Storms, we're getting more and more from other characters, and they are really interesting and nuanced. So while I think Celaena's narrative throughout the series is in decline, the other characters are really shining now. The fourth series that I think declines as it goes along is the Divergent series. Now, I think Divergent was interesting and had a lot of potential. I think there were some ideas in Allegiant that had some meat that I would like to see expanded upon. Insurgent is kind of like a why did you do this? And Allegiant, again, not great. It felt all over the place, but there were some kernels. There were some beautiful seeds of ideas that could have been expanded. And so this is a series that I think really declined as it went along. The last series I have here is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. So I thought Hunger Games was, again, a really strong start. Catching Fire, why? Why do we need to repeat this? And then it jumps right into Mockingjay, which I think takes on too many ideas, and I think, again, we could have gotten rid of the middle book and expanded more on Mockingjay, like developed more with what was going on there. I think the series maybe also would have benefited from multiple perspectives, because I know that Katniss is struggling with her mental health in Mockingjay, which I think is where the movies really have an advantage, because we're looking at them from this sort of outsider's perspective of the camera lens opposed to Katniss's own eyes. We can kind of see what other people are doing in a different, more neutral light, and it sort of shifts the narrative, I think, in a way that is more enjoyable than Mockingjay ever was. So this is another one of those series that I think had a lot of potential, but really declined as it went along. Those are 5 series that I think declined as they went along. Let me know in the comments down below if you have a series like this, a series that had so much potential at the beginning, but just didn't go in the best direction. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!